Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10 and support the channel at the same time. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and we got a couple more Guilds of Ravnica preview cards to take a look at today. It is Sunday, not a lot of cards are coming out, so I figured let's just talk about these two. Tomorrow, previews will get back into full swing, and I'm sure we'll have a ton of cards to look at. But since this is a short video, let's just get right into it. Lightning of Signal Fire. This is a Korean language spoiler, so names might be adjusted a little bit when we actually see the English versions of these cards. But this is going to cost a red, a blue, and 1. It's an uncommon sorcery. And this will deal damage to target creature equal to the total number of instant and sorcery cards you own in exile and in your graveyard, and this has Jumpstart. Alright, this one's a little niche for me. Let's talk limited first. Sealed decks, I don't know if you're going to have enough instants and sorceries to really care about this, because first off, it doesn't go to the face. It's only a creature that you can hit with this thing. It's a sorcery, not an instant, which isn't a deal breaker for limited, but does hurt for standard. It costs 3, 2 different colors, very reliant on what's going on in your graveyard or in exile, which is good because then it will work well with other Jumpstart spells. It has Jumpstart, which is kinda nice. At the end of the day, I can see myself playing this in a draft build. If I'm all in on grabbing those Izzet instants and sorceries, the Jumpstart cards, then this might actually do a little work for me. Outside of there, I feel like it's going to be a little bit inconsistent. Many sealed pools, I don't feel like are going to be able to support this card. And definitely, you're going to find better things to be doing in standard when it comes to removal. So, like I said, a little niche, but it does have its role. It's just a little narrow. Sanity Thief, this is a Japanese language preview. This one's a rare. Black, blue, 1, Spectre, flying, it's a 2/2. When this deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of that player's library. Exile one of those cards face down, then put the rest into that player's graveyard. For as long as the face down card remains exiled, you may look at it, you may cast it, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. Okay, so obviously there's a parallel here to a very popular card in the past, Nightveil Spectre. This is a little different. It's got some pros, it's got some cons. In one way, it's maybe a little easier to cast Nightveil Spectre because it's 3 hybrid mana, at least in some regard. This one being a gold card could be a little bit stricter, although it's only asking for 2 on color. It's a 2/2 instead of a 2/3. I do think that's a big difference. Losing that point of toughness is the difference between dying to a shock or to a lightning strike. It gives it a little more durability and a little more of a chance to get across with its damage. Now, the effect itself is actually better on this card than it is on Nightveil Spectre, because the way this is worded, you can actually still play those cards if this dies and goes to the graveyard or something. So if this goes away, you can still play any cards that are exiled. Nightveil Spectre, you can't do that. So I do like that. So you look at this card and you say, well, it's close enough, and Nightveil Spectre actually did see a lot of standard play back in its day. However, think back. Remember why Nightveil Spectre was seeing play. It wasn't necessarily because Nightveil Spectre was an amazing card all the time in standard. It was because when Theros showed up, the blue and black devotion decks actually became a thing, and that's really why the card was seeing play more than anything. So with that in mind, I don't think this one's going to cross over into standard. I think it's just a little too fragile. The other thing that's different is I do feel like there's a lot of graveyard shenanigans going on, especially with Guilds of Ravnica coming in. And you might accidentally fuel your opponent a little bit by milling them. Even though, yes, you are taking one of those cards into exile, milling them, they might find something that actually helps them out from time to time. So that is a unique drawback to the potential meta that's coming up. Now let's talk about limited. I like the card there a lot. It's a rare. I mean, it should be good, right? It should be a pretty high pick most of the time in a draft pack. And it's going to do more work there. It's going to feel a little stabler. If you can get this out and say turn 3 or turn 4, it could get across some damage and you could steal something out of your opponent's deck to cast. So eventually you're going to start feeling like you're getting card advantage there, which is nice. Also, aside from that, you're going up against 40 card decks. So the mill is going to be definitely more relevant compared to if you're playing standard against a 60 card deck, right? You're putting more pressure on the opponent. Now, granted, you could still fuel them because, again, there's a lot of graveyard shenanigans going on in this particular set, so you do want to be careful. But as long as you're getting a card that is castable as well, I do think you should stay at least at parity for the most part with your opponent in those situations. So I think it's still really good and limited. I'd be very happy to see it in my seal pool or draft pack for sure. All right, with that being said, those are the cards for today. Just a couple of them. We'll be back tomorrow with another big recap video, as I'm sure we're going to see a lot of preview cards tomorrow. Same thing with Tuesday. So until next time, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible by the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.